Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this upcoming dawn-bringing, amazing, beautiful, wonderful equinox happening on September 22nd, 2018. As you can see probably in the thumbnail, I haven't made it yet, but it has something to do with the sun is shining, dawn is coming, which I know is kind of a paradox because of what the equinox represents, but that's the energy. The energy, it's like the harvest, your rewards. It's like the cycles can be dark and bring you deep within yourself for a length of time that most of us aren't really cool with. And yet, cycles, just like everything, come to an end and recycle and start over, start anew. And it's like the sun peeking over the horizon for the first time in a long time, a long night. But that's what's happening. That's what this equinox represents. And I am very excited to get into this one in particular. Number 1, I wrote down, the new is already starting to come in. If you let go of so much, that it's inevitable, the new passions, projects, chapters are starting to open up and seep into your consciousness, into your thinking, into your ideas, and into your reality. It's new, it's fast, a little bit scary, but in alignment, and you can feel it. You should go with it. I'll give an example. So I had a really profound weekend this last weekend. I went to some ceremonies and just did a lot of epic, personal and spiritual growth. And I just really am loving these medicine ceremonies. And I'm thinking of doing my own kind of retreat, sort of. And I posed the idea to an associate of mine. And, it was more like, where would they stand? This would be down the line. It's an idea, so I sort of felt guided to act on it. And they responded back in hours like, yeah, let's do this. Let's get the ball rolling. I'm down. We're in. Boom, boom. And I was like, whoa. Okay, now it's getting real. Now it's kind of a little unnerving. And yet, in alignment, though scary, it's coming fast. The new is coming fast. So that's just kind of what I mean. You might feel like something you really want to do, and then the universe might sort of say, okay, we're in, let's do this. And you might feel kind of nudged along, and it can be a little nerve-wracking at times. That's okay, but you can trust your perception of the degree of alignment, of resonance. That is always going to be your compass needle north, and it's becoming a lot easier to see where to go because you're opening up and becoming more sensitive. So don't be afraid of the new. Embrace the new. No, you would not be drawn to the new if you weren't actually ready. The mind tends to take a little bit of time to get on board fully. I think we're all used to that, though. Go for it. I'm going to. Number 2, and as you can see, I had to move. Hopefully the wind wasn't too bad for the first part of the video. Number 2. As you go forward, and I believe you will, whether you're dragging your heels or not, because the universe needs you to pursue the new. As you go forth, it's common to go through a lot of inner blockage removal in the form of old emotions, doubts, fears, anxieties, childhood type of worries. They tend to come up in a pretty obnoxious and strong way. And they can sometimes, for a moment, make it seem as if where you're heading, you're not ready, it's not right for you, it's not going to work out. But that's not the case. It's just the nature of going forward and stepping into your role boldly. You need to get rid of all of this stuff because it will, if left within you, prevent you from fully expressing your potential in this new thing. So your higher self is going to trigger little pockets and bubbles of unconsciousness up to the surface. But the experience of it is, it's a bit uncomfortable, it's a bit messy. And the whole key is just to stay present through that. Reminds you of a friend I spoke to just yesterday. To give an example. He just finally mustered up the courage to pursue his dream and get onto YouTube. This is maybe 6 weeks ago or so. He's been doing that. And now he's getting into his role, his creative sort of flow. He's realizing that his environment is not really conducive to that. So he needs to move out of his parents' house. And the synchronicity, has surprised him with an awesome place that came, even though it seemed very unlikely that he was going to find a place in his budget that's ideal for him. And he's so happy. He's on this YouTube journey, this new place he's moving into that's just almost like made for him. And yet, parallel to that, fear, worry, anxiety, doubt are present. But I told him what I'm going to tell you. That's to be expected. A lot of your journey is getting you ready to go on to your path. And many people assume, and I did too, that's the end. That's where it becomes easier. No, not really. The transformation actually accelerates, but that doesn't matter because you get to go and pursue your dreams and find yourself, the deep self, along the way by uncovering who you are every step of the way. As you begin to find yourself along the way, as I said, you might notice your non-physical allies reaching out to you. And they might surprise you who they are, what they are. I'll give kind of an interesting example. So a couple nights ago, I had a dream, and it was a very vivid dream. And in my dream, there were two large birds. I would say, 3 feet tall as they stood up, at least. And they were like with me the whole dream. I would be climbing this. I remember I had this memory of climbing a tower, and I got up there, and they both joined me. And in the dream, it was like I knew they were like my close friends. Like they weren't talking to me per se, but there was intelligence about them beyond what you would expect from a bird. Like they really were like guides of mine. I don't know if they were my animal guides or what. I don't know what they were, but there was this love and bond I had with these birds, and there was just such a clear symbol in my dream. And ever since that, I woke up thinking, oh, that was interesting. I've been seeing birds everywhere. I believe it's some kind of I feel there's a connection, like a spirit guide type of connection with these birds that I've yet to uncover fully, but that's my example, just to kind of tell you how individual this can be. Maybe for you, it's like your spirit guides are reaching out to you in dreams or just in your own intuition, in your thoughts, through people sometimes. The other side can speak to you in almost like an infinite amount of ways, but the common theme is you'll recognize it when it's happening. You have a knowing. One last example to kind of give you a little bit of diversity here. The other day I was doing the San Pedro ceremony, and I was talking, and I mentioned this in my last video, to this really cool older gentleman named Max. And sometimes when he was talking to me, it really felt like it was like my grandfather speaking through him to me. There was just this connection, this resonance with our eyes, where I knew what he was saying, almost like Max knew it too, was like really meant for me to hear in that moment. It was very impactful, surprisingly relevant, and stuck with me, and has had a very positive altering in my direction I've been going in. So my point is, as we go through these jumps in vibrational frequency, which you are doing big time, it's almost like the other side is aware of it and will reach out to you during that time. And then they kind of fade back, if you haven't noticed, until the next jump, and they reach out a little more boldly, and more and more and more you become used to the fact that you're not alone. You've never been alone. And that there is so much more that meets the eye that you're now being able to maybe not see, but perceive. And it's very comforting and beautiful. Parallel to this, or maybe the result of this, who knows, you might find yourself genuinely interested in deepening your spirituality, pursuing spiritual interests of some kind. Like the idea of becoming more spiritual, more woke, more deeply connected is like a goal of yours, like an exciting thing to go for. And I know, of course, one can say all of life, and I agree, is a spiritual dance to an extent. But there are more stereotypical activities that are more geared for opening you up to being able to perceive more of your divine self. And that's what I'm referring to. Maybe for you, it's starting to meditate, take up yoga, go to some kind of church that you resonate with. Who knows? For me, I'll give an example again of the many ways this can play out. I feel I'm not 100% on board yet because it's not going to be easy, but I feel quite a bit intrigued, and I probably will do this if I can muster up the willpower to do what's called a dieta. This is where you diet, where you consume small amounts of a particular like plant medicine, and you eat a very restrictive diet. And then in turn, allegedly, you can start to communicate with the spirit of this particular medicine. And you can diet with many types of plants. But regardless, it's going to, raise my frequency, if nothing else, by eating such a clean and pure diet, really minimizing any negative input I allow into my consciousness. Anyway, it's taking my spirituality to the next level of receptivity and openness, and it's come to me kind of naturally and seems fairly intriguing, and like there's a opportunity where I can do this. So you might find yourself doing that, like you're already raising your frequency, you're already getting hit up by the spirit guides, and yet you still might want to go deeper because you see how awesome it is the more sensitive you become. Number 5, just to kind of reiterate the beginning of the video, breaking of the new dawn. Light that was once covered up by the darkness that you are transcending is now going to start seeping into your life. And this will come in all ways, all possible physical, energetic manifestations of this essential core light. New excitement, joy, passion, projects, relationships, opportunity, ideas, all will start to be products of the light you're now allowing in. Now, is it because the equinox is doing this? I don't know. I have my doubts. No, I believe it's because of the work you've done. It takes tremendous courage, strength, patience. Can I get a hell yeah with that? To do the work you're doing. The inner transmutation of thousands of years of karma and damage and brokenness and darkness. You're inviting up to the surface to see it more vividly than ever, to experience it, not just for yourself, but for the world. You are a microcosm of what's happening with the planet. And what's happening with the planet is due to you, the individual. But there are rewards that come with that. It's not all constantly dwelling in your own unconsciousness. No. There eventually is a turning of the corner and a recognition of the light that has been underneath all of that this entire time, that you've worked so hard for to uncover and now get to experience in all ways. So it's good news, man. It's good stuff. It's a beautiful time we're living in. It's got it all. It's got it all. And the degree in which you've allowed yourself, which is heavy, to experience the darkness and the unconsciousness, that degree you will experience the light in all ways in your life. That's my reading, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully the wind wasn't too bad earlier. Hopefully you're still with me. Thank you if you are. Appreciate your love and your support. and your work. And real quickly, if you are new to my channel, and it's the first time you're seeing me doing these updates, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. I have created a free guided MP3 meditation that is designed to help you through this journey. It's totally free. You can check it out down below. There's a link at the top of the description box. And with that, I'm going to close. I have some stuff to do. It took a little more time to do this because I had to kind of travel around the mountain to get out of the wind. But I'm glad that I got the video off. It feels good. Hope you guys are feeling the good vibes. I wish you well on your path. Have an amazing day. Namaste.